This is Rating Descending,
where we watch IMDb's worst 250 movies so you, listener, do not have to.
I'm Michelle St. Clair.
I'm Abigail Ward.
And this week we watched Stan Helsing, a spoof on many horror movie series, ending his shift at the video rental stands picked up by his BFF and two cute girls, all going to a Halloween party. Will they even get there? Let's watch. Listeners, I'm gonna bring it in now. No, I'm bringing it in now.
No, don't you dare.
Now is after. Now is
okay,
after.
Great.
Now is after. Listeners, we're trying to recover from a moment that we had off air. So the beginning of this podcast is just gonna be us having a little chuckle. We're scrapping maybe the worst opening we could have possibly done. We're just starting again with the new energy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just get right into it.
What?
It's just going to be us laughing, and then they'll start talking about it.
Oh my god.
Stan Helsing.
What? No opening?
No
Are
opening.
you serious?
It's going to be us giggling, and then it's going to be Stan Helsing.
Whoa, Michelle, we always have an opening.
We're opening. Man, I'm opening. My problem is that I opened.
Okay, all right. I'm buying a house.
Yeah, okay, we can talk about that. Like I said to the listeners, we scrapped the worst opening we could have had.
Yeah, you guys don't want to know what happened there.
It was nuts.
I'm buying a house.
Abby, you're buying a house.
And not because I worked hard and saved my money, but because, like most people in our generation, someone died. And there was an inheritance.
Yeah. Hey, honestly, I think that's valid. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people get too wrapped up in their class consciousness that instead they punish anyone who is doing the thing that we're all supposed to get as middle class people.
We all want to get, and I want to feel guilty, but then I remember that literally out of every single person I know that's bought a house, I can think of one person that might have worked for it and gotten it. Everyone else has had to be lucky enough to inherit some kind of bulk amount of money to put a deposit down, because the fucking market is impenetrable for people like us.
Yeah.
Especially when we're spending all of our money on fucking rent. There's no way we can save to get a deposit on a house.
Yeah.
So we're buying a house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Much like Matt Damon, who bought a zoo, you're buying a house.
And I say I'm buying a house, we'll really buy a very pokey 2-bedroom flat somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's very impressive for Melbourne.
We bought a flat.
We bought a flat?
We bought a flat. Have
Caught
you ever
the
seen...
bug, bought a flat.
I got the bug.
I got the bug.
Have you ever seen We Bought a Zoo?
No.
It is insane how much in that movie Matt Damon says, we bought a zoo.
I didn't expect that to be a line.
There's a bit genuinely where the problem is that a tree has fallen on the road and they go to the animals and they don't know how to do it, and then they figure out that they can go around it, and then as they start going around it, it's it's a really bad movie.
Why have you seen it?
Because I like bad movies. Because I'm an insane person who decided a movie called We Bought a Zoo. I got to see that.
All I want to do is talk about buying a house, and now we're talking about We Bought a Zoo.
He bought a zoo by accident. He thought he was buying a house. Turns out there was a zoo attached to it.
You don't have to give me more of the plot of We Bought a Zoo.
We bought a zoo.
Stop. I'm buying a fucking house.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Out of all of our friends, I didn't think it would be me that would be married and buying a house. I know some of our friends might have a place.
As we've talked about,
but I'm married and I'm getting
podcast,
a house.
certainly from when we started this.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
But out of our friendship group, I feel like I was one of the least likely people to be married and buying a house before the age of 30. I really just
who's most likely? Rank. Rank all of our friends by how much you think that they will be able to.
No, but I did feel like I think my plan was honestly that I would fuck around until I was 35 and then overdose. So I'm shocked that my life is stabilizing.
You talked a lot to me over our friendship about how you thought that's your plan, but the bit that makes me happy, that age that you feel like you would inevitably overdose at has gone up and up and up.
Yay.
Yeah.
Wasn't it always 35?
No, for a while it was 28.
Oh, fuck. I should be dead.
You should.
Now that's putting ideas in my mind.
No!
Let's see what happens.
No.
The day's still young.
It's going to be today.
Well, I've only got 4 months left, don't I?
We have to finish the podcast.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Haha.
Unless we just speed it up and accelerate it so we finish the podcast in the next 4 months.
We do it all now?
Yeah. And then I get to OD.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
You know why? Because this week we had to watch Stan Helsing. And if I have to do 81 more of those in the span of 4 months, I'm gonna walk into
It
the
would
ocean.
basically be like we'd have to do it every single day.
You can't make me. You can't make
Or
me.
every second day.
I felt a visceral reaction in my body that was like the flight mechanism of like, please, you can't make me do this.
I would fully lose the will to live. Fully lose the will to live. But I will say, in terms of buying a house, it's very stressful. I've got a lot on my mind, Michelle.
Yeah.
I'm very like, you seem to know more about buying a property than I do. I came in being like, which one do we get? And then you were like, well, if you get this one, then you can offset the cost of this one if you do this in 20 years. And I was like,
Well, the thing about poverty is that it can sometimes teach you to be savvy.
Yeah, and yet with my own poverty over the years, no such luck.
That's why I said it can.
There's room for error.
No, it does. It can.
Yeah. I'm just going to hope for the best. I'm going to pull in the smartest people I know around me to consult me on this, like you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah. Like my dad.
And okay, and then in return, whenever there's like, oh my god, people are gonna talk to each other, I'll be like, Abby, can you help, please? Abby, can you please help me with this, please?
I'll be like,
you're good at that. You're good at that. You're good at networking.
oh, okay, yes.
You're good at it. You're
Yes.
good at it. You're like, hey man, how's it going? And I'm like, damn, that was so good.
That was so smooth.
That was so smooth.
She just asked where he lived. My God.
Fuck, that was so
Why
smart.
didn't I think of
It
that?
was such a good move. Pro level. I'll get there one day. So this week we watched Stan Helsing.
This week we did watch Stan Helsing, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did.
Wow.
So when it comes to like the parody movies that we've seen,
Yeah.
I think this is the one that in many ways represents two things. One is a very specific style of plot. They're all like weird plots, but like the Hungover Games is just trying to parody a specific movie, whereas this is just sort of a loose original plot that features parodic elements throughout. And I think the other thing this movie represents is a breaking point in my sanity.
Really? Because I found this more manageable than the Hungover Games. Anything's more manageable.
In some ways, yeah, I do think it was. Like, it made me less viscerally uncomfortable at times.
And there were things that actually made me laugh in this.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
The Hungover Games, I had nothing that I laughed at. But there were actually a couple of moments in this that I genuinely laughed at.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because of the guy that played Teddy. What's his name?
Kenan Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He was so fucking funny. I mean, he's
Really?
got great comedic timing in general. That I was just like, I mean, it's not like every line fucking delivered.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like he had a couple of lines where I was like, that was actually really well done. And you can tell he's having fun with it.
I found it was Desi Lydic, the blonde.
She was so good as well.
She was really funny. I
Yeah.
don't normally get, like, her whole shtick, we'll get into it more, but her whole shtick is, I'm really dumb. A trope in these sort of movies that I normally don't care for because it's just annoying.
Yeah.
She was fucking nailing it.
The thing is, like,
front
I'm
to
really
back.
dumb and you can pay me to do whatever you want for you sexually because I'm cheap. Like,
Yeah.
that's the horrible stereotype of a character. But she was so funny, she did make it really good. She made it really funny. And I actually really like Teddy as well. And the guy that played Stan Helsing, what's that guy's name?
That's Steve Howie, who I
really
recognize.
like him.
I recognized him from an episode of New Girl where he plays Jax McTavish, a footballer.
He was notably the neighbor in Shameless. He was really good in Shameless, but he was also in Sons of Anarchy. He's really good. I like him in everything that I tend to see him in, especially in Shameless. I think he's fantastic. So I was like, at least the cast is good. The brunette girl that he ends up with, flavorless, lacking,
Boring,
like lackluster. But the other three of them, I was like, I'm actually enjoying watching them.
I wasn't as enamored by Steve Howie in this as you were, but I still
He wasn't great.
No, he wasn't great, but I do think that Kenan, like, for me, Desi Lydic was nailing it.
Yeah.
Kenan Thompson had moments because it's Kenan Thompson.
Yeah,
of course he did.
That's the thing. He's like a trained professional comedian. His delivery is always on point. His timing is always good, and you can tell he's ad-libbing from time to time.
That's
So
true.
It actually doesn't feel like a stiff set of jokes on a script. It feels like it was him having fun.
He had the closest thing to like physical comedy chops in this movie. You know what? Let's just get into it. Let's just get into the key details.
Let's do it.
This movie came out in 2009, and it was directed by Bo Zenga, a name that I could not find anywhere of whether or not it was a stage name or whether it was his birth
Do
name.
you mean Bo as in B-E-A-U or
Bo as in
B-O?
B-O.
Right.
If it's so crazy. Like, I mean, names are just from a lot of places, but Bo Zenga is so similar to like Bazinga.
It is.
That
Welcome to the stage, Bo Zenga.
yeah, right. Like that's a great
It's comical.
name. He directed this, but notably, he was also one of the producers and writers for Soul Plane.
Oh, dude.
So we've encountered
That's a
Bo
throwback.
Zenga before, yeah.
Soul Plane was like a long time ago.
So he's technically an all-star. He wrote Soul Plane.
3 years of our life has passed since Soul Plane.
He is as white as you'd expect for
Yeah.
writing Soul Plane. And yeah, 3 years ago.
God.
And it was starring, as we said, Steve Howey, Diora Baird, Kenan Thompson, and Desi Liddick, which means returning actors. We had Kenan Thompson from The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Fat Albert.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, who was in Superhero Movie and Mr. Magoo. So
God,
third
Leslie
time.
Nielsen, my God.
And like I said, Bo Zenga.
And Bo Zenga.
And Bo Zenga.
Such a stupid name.
Now I'm going to do this the other way around. The box office for this was 1.5 million.
Fuck.
What do you think the budget was? I'll give you a hint. It was profitable. It was profitable. This is one where it
Whoa.
made money.
I guess they did spend a lot of time in a car, you know?
Think about the quality of this movie, the quality of the effects, the quality of the makeup.
How much did it make? Sorry, it made.
1.5 million.
And you said it's profitable, but like marginally profitable.
I didn't say that.
What? Then how much would it have been made for? Was it made for like $500,000?
It's made for $365,000.
What? How? What did those actors get paid? Fucking pittance?
Nothing.
That fucking the girls had to fucking wear like cleavage fucking bras and little skirts the entire time.
I think it would have just gone to crew because like everyone's outfits look like shit. Everyone just sort of ambles about everywhere.
Sadder for the women involved because I'm like that would have been a shit experience.
Almost every shot is a weird, awkward wide, so like you can cover everything pretty quickly.
Wow, that's fucked. I don't remember anything being so cheap.
Yeah, it's one of the cheapest movies on this list.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it wasn't like financed independently, was it? It was just like financed through a production company.
Well, that is independent. Like a studio didn't back this.
A studio didn't back it.
Yeah. The production company was Buzz Productions, which I think is Bo Zenga. So I think Bo Zenga, got independent financing. I mean, this is the guy that wrote Soul Plane. Also, I think he was a producer in the original Scary Movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which I think is where, he was executive producer on the original Scary Movie, which I think is where people had faith that he might have chops came from. And I think where he was able to raise $365,000 from.
See, I like Scary Movie. I do. But I didn't enjoy this as much.
Yeah, I think you like it a lot less once you watch Stan Helsing, you know?
Yeah. I will say again, like there were really obviously there's something about like what year was this? 2008?
2009.
2009. 2009 films.
I know, in a back to back.
I know. There's something about mid to late 2000s films where they always obviously have to like it's all like the joke is always about like women with their tits out, which is whatever, and they did it again in this film, but it wasn't. I felt like it was a bit more of a look at us, we're actually trying to poke fun at this stupid thing, just a little bit more.
I do think so. Like in say the Hungover Games, the joke was often what if boobs, but sometimes it was what if balls, and in this it's isn't this sexist?
Yes.
Or like, isn't this horny?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, I punch up, technically.
I think so.
I don't think it's a joke yet.
Yeah.
But I do think on the joke scale, on the joke barometer, it's closer to joke threshold than it is to just what if boobs.
Yeah. Here's something against this film. I watched
just
this,
one?
One of many. I watched this very recently. Can't really remember a lot of it already. It's already like zoom.
It begs you to not stay in your brain.
100%.
You know, some of these movies, when watching them, feel torturous.
Yeah.
You know, you watch them in a sense that you feel like someone is holding your head as you're forced to watch suffering. This is one of those movies that is a vacuous hole. I feel like what I've stared into is the fucking mesmerizer in Men in Black, where like I look and I know that time has passed and yet my memory is telling me that nothing happened.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, here's the overview.
Okay, great.
to jog our memories somewhat. Stan Helsing, a video store clerk, has been tasked by his boss to drop off a bag of tapes for the store owner's mother or get fired. He meets up with his friends Teddy, Mia, and his ex-girlfriend Nadine. Now, by the way, ex-girlfriend is very generous. It's revealed they dated for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which means they had, 2 dates?
Yeah.
1 date?
And they
what is
hated
that?
each other from the sound of it.
Who reluctantly agree to the errand on their way to a Halloween party. They miss their exit and decide to take a shortcut. After accidentally killing a beloved dog, narrowly avoiding a murderous hitchhiker, and flee a perverted gas station, they make their way to Stormy Night Estates. However, they find out they're out of gas and go seek help in a local bar, where they learn the town was cursed after a fire killed every resident. I guess implying that they're all dead? I was a little confused.
I don't know.
After fleeing parodic monsters, they find themselves in a church where an almost graduated altar boy confirms that Stan is a descendant of the legendary monster hunter Abraham Van Helsing, meaning that he is Stan Van Helsing, and equips them with weapons to fight the monsters that plague the town. The townsfolk get the monsters to agree to a karaoke challenge where both sides sing parodies about either killing Stan or wanting to flee. The humans vote Stan's friends as the winner, but the monsters turn on them. However, Stan realizes that a scroll... Wasn't sure where it came from, hoping you might remember.
No.
That a scroll that's just there contains the weaknesses to all of the monsters and takes them out one by one with relative ease. As morning comes, they take a taxi home, and also Nadine realizes that she does care for Stan, and they kiss.
Yeah.
They pull over to kiss and then just get back in the car. Also
Yeah.
sharing a seat, which in a car, deeply uncomfortable.
I guess it was like one of those older cars with the front seat was like a bench, you know? You've got two long benches.
rather than being
rather
like
than two separate
ergonomic.
seats.
It's just sort of okay. You
I think that's how it worked.
yeah, still not very safe.
No.
You couldn't do seatbelts that well like that.
I don't think you had seatbelts in cars like that. My mum said that when she was a kid growing up in those old cars with those old benches, because of the way that they looked and functioned, she was like, we didn't have seatbelts when we were kids.
They
Grew up without them.
that taxi should not be licensed.
I know.
That's terrible. This is desperately
Yeah, when I think
unsafe.
about it, I don't remember any of them putting on seatbelts at any point in the film.
This is very unsafe.
Holy shit.
Kids, take note.
I'm taking this to the media.
Wear your seatbelts.
Yeah.
Ralph Nader was right.
That's right. Seatbelts save lives, okay?
Yeah. You know lives?
Saved.
Saved.
Seatbelts.
Seats belted.
Lives saved. Seats belted.
Yeah.
This has been a PSA from the Australian Government, Canberra.
So the movie starts off to a weird thing because it kind of tonally just starts and sort of has these weird ambly little jokes.
And the Stan Helsing thing. I mean, from the start, they were always like, are you Van Helsing? And he's like, no, I'm Stan Helsing. And they're like, but it sounds like Van Helsing.
Half of the jokes in the movie are about how funny Bozanga thinks it is for a guy to be called Stan Helsing.
I think, again, like the Hungover Games, one talentless jerk thinks of a bad pun and they're like, that could be a film. What if I took the film, like the title of that film, and combined it with this thing, and then I've got a whole premise? No, you don't. Take a step back, go for a walk, fucking beat one out, and then you'll realize that it was the dumbest idea you've ever fucking had, and go back to the drawing board.
There's so many jokes that, like, you could have a punchline. Like, okay, so one of my favorite bits...
What good film has started with a pun? I'm like, what good film has started with, that's a funny pun?
Shaun of the Dead.
I'm sure that came at the end of the process.
I don't think it did.
I reckon it did.
I really genuinely don't think it did.
What, you think they started with Shaun of the Dead?
I think they started with let's do a thing about zombies, Dawn of the Dead. Oh, Shaun of the Dead. Because, I mean, the plot mirrors Dawn of the Dead as well.
I reckon
So Dawn of the Dead was brought in at an early part of the process.
Called Shaun later in the process, and then they called it Shaun of the Dead.
Sure, but they knew it was a Dawn of the Dead parody. Shaun
Yeah, but you can do a parody, but you can't start it with, oh my God, Shaun of the Dead is so funny. We've got to make a film. That's not how it started, Michelle.
I think it is. I think Simon Pegg looked over to Edgar Wright, and then Edgar Wright was like,
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
Oh,
that's pretty funny.
Well, if that's what happened, I fucking hate that film now. All right? It's a stupid process.
There's so many points where there's almost a joke, right? One of my favorite points, a favorite used so loosely, but around the middle, they get to the town. they then have to sing karaoke because like they want to blend in. They get signed up for karaoke and they're like, it's a thing that we in the town love. Like they're too chicken for they look down upon our karaoke, and then cut to they're doing karaoke, and they're doing Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, a song that is kind of funny to do for karaoke, both because it's a silly song, but also because it begins with the little like, so it's kind of awkward. Yeah. It's actually kind of a good song choice for this scene, which has the two girls and Kenan Thompson like with a little candle flame.
And they're like, bobbing around him. I thought that was kind of funny.
That was fun. That was a good, and then he's singing Ring of Fire, but like the joke is he's being dubbed. He's really good at singing it. A ring of fire. Yeah.
A ring of fire.
It's good. It's kind of a fun bit. And it ends and everyone looks horrified. And then they're like, what? And then one of the guys goes like, don't you know the whole town died in a fire? And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, so close. You have them look around and then they see a kid who's there like, you see like a sign of like, like we're mourning the burning, a guy with like a little like we're raising money for the fire this is the fire charity karaoke. You see a kid with like burns and stuff sitting there looking horrified. You don't need to say it. You don't need to just say the joke. Show it to me. And then you're like, that's kind of funny.
There were lots of near misses.
It's so close.
Yeah, there were lots of near misses in this where like you'd get like a half snort out of me and then I'd be like, it could have been punched up, but the thought was there.
Just like me and sex, it was so close. It just didn't quite land. Didn't quite nail it.
At what part?
Really, I think the end, because it's the landing.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So the movie begins.
Yeah. Oh, it did.
Yeah. And then he has to go take care of a cockroach problem, and then it's like a 6-foot cockroach or like a 7-foot cockroach, really, which is again a joke that's like almost a joke, but he doesn't care about it.
He doesn't care about the cockroach?
Well, he's like, oh, whoa, hey, man, get out of here. Jeez, you gotta, you know what? I'll come back later. And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, there's a bit where like he kicks a stall open and there's two very attractive women making out, and then he kicks a stall open and then there's a woman shitting and like she's funny. Ugly and overweight.
Pretty funny. Fat women need to shit. Pretty funny.
The more I think about this, the less I like it. Kind of came in being like, it was okay. And now the more we go into it, the more I'm like, fuck this film.
You know one of the bits that I did like? So
what?
The dog that gets hit?
Yeah.
So they hit the dog, they kill the dog, and then they're like, oh, sir, we need help. And then it's that guy's dog. What I like is that guy and his performance, because it's insane.
So stupid. So his dog is hit, and then he's basically threatened, like, I'm going to bring him back to life and come back for you.
But the way he delivers it is like, I'm going to bring him back to life.
Yeah.
It's like, what accent is he doing? Is it who wired his jaw shut?
And then when they do see him again at the end, the dog has been brought back to life, and he's like, he's so hungry. He can't eat anymore. It's so stupid.
He needs raw flesh.
The truth is, like, I'm happy I like stupid humor. I like stupid jokes.
Yeah.
But I also want them to have, like, it has to be, like, surreal and absurd, you know?
Yeah.
It can't just be, like, boobies, farts.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, the prison guy, when they pick up the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
None of the jokes about, like, that guy going, like, yeah, I killed a whole bunch of nurses, and they're all there going, go. Yeah. Like, not very funny.
No.
But then they're like preparing to get him ready. He's like looking at a thing in the back, and then in the rearview mirror, Stan just like gives this like calm nod to Kenan Thompson in the front, and that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And he pushes a button that just opens the boot.
Yeah,
he's falling out, and he's grabbed onto it, and Stan's trying to smack him, and the guy's like, "Stop it! Stop it!" That's funny. That was funny.
It had moments.
And
as you say, the girl playing the blonde.
Oh my god,
she was really funny.
She really
and
did
there's
nail
this
it.
blooper reel at the end where she's like dancing around, and then she's like, God, she's like, she can't stop laughing when they're doing this like take where they all have to turn because the car's swerving, and she goes, it's so stupid. This is so stupid. She's too intelligent for the film. You know?
She went on to like be in the Daily Show, like with Trevor Noah in the Trevor Noah era.
She was really funny.
Yeah, she has had like an hour-long special that I kind of want to watch now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
there's this bit where she's like dancing on the guy, and she's like, oh my God, my mom's gonna watch this.
Yeah, but also
good
like
vibe.
She's got good lines. She has the in the same way that for Hungover Games, I wrote down the stone cold joke in this, where she's like, I would give my right arm to be ambidextrous. Stone cold joke.
Yeah,
that's a good bit.
Good joke.
It's funny.
Yeah.
There's also, I mean, a contrast to that earlier in the movie. There's the bit where she falls down a tube, but then Stan grabs her, and then Stan looks at the camera and is like, now it's time for a reverse POV, and we see what he's looking at, which is just her panties, which feels deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, really
as a shot.
uncomfortable.
And then a rat crawls up to it, and then she starts like fully nutting immediately.
Yeah.
She's the
fully
most
nutting.
sensitive vagina in the world. She looks like she is about to come.
Yeah.
And the rat is like not even touching her, barely maybe grazing her on the outside of her underwear.
She's a slut, and that's what's so funny.
I would be a
She
slut
has
too
sexual agency.
If I could come that quickly, I would be the sluttiest woman alive.
Oh, dude, rubbing up on anything.
Yeah, like, would you ever stop if you were that? Would you?
Never.
You'd be nutty, man.
I'd be nutty.
Getting nutty for nut.
Yep, that's me.
That's you. That's what they call you. That's what they call you, Abby. They call you nutty nut.
You happy with that one?
No, I don't know how to pivot the energy in this moment.
They call you nutty nut.
I'm trapped, Abby.
I think you have to sync with the silence, you know? Like, just lean into it. It was stupid.
It's our second, guys. It's our second episode today. Neither of these movies were interesting.
No, and have pity for us.
And we butchered the opening of this episode.
Well, I did great.
I feel like I'm losing it. I'm coming apart at the seams.
Oh my god! Keep it together, Michelle. You're the captain of this ship. This is your episode.
All right. I think I'd rather crawl out of my skin than watch the monsters do a YMCA parody again.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the worst pieces of film. Like, contrast to how we've said some of these bits are funny. That
was not funny.
That might be maybe the most aggressively unfunny thing I've ever seen on this list.
Sure was. Let's get a bunch of like classic monsters and then make them do something really camp on stage.
STAN, we're going to kill STAN.
When I was watching that scene, I was thinking about the guy that was dressed as the Hellraiser baddie.
Yeah.
That was
Pinhead.
who had like a Freddie Mercury moustache on. And like a little, like, I think police officer cap or something. And he was, doing all the moves. And I remember thinking, like, how did that guy feel in that moment? How did he explain to his friends, so I'm just kind of playing, like, Pinhead from Hellraiser. But then there's this bit in the film where we're all singing YMCA. And everyone's like, what? And he's like, I don't know, man.
Well, that was Charles Zuckerman, a Montreal-born actor and photographer.
Well, I wonder if that was the lowest point of his life. That's the thing. When I watch these films, I'm like, this is possibly a low point for a lot of people involved.
Oh, I need you to know how many of the people, like the Wikipedia, there's no blue. Like, I think a lot of them thought this would be the highlight, and that disappointment is what becomes the low light.
Paid for $365,000?
$365,000.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Also, just so you know, like, all of the spoof characters were not just named, he wasn't actually playing Pinhead, he was playing Needlehead.
Why? Was it to get around copyright?
I think,
no, it wouldn't work
No,
that
because
way.
that's pretty funny. So, like, Leatherface was Pleatherface.
Sure.
Michael Myers was Michael Cryers.
Sure.
Oh.
That's good. So good.
Freddy Krueger was Fweddy.
That's actually funny.
Fuck you. No, it's not.
Fweddy. Maybe my bar is just genuinely really low.
Jason Voorhees was Mason.
Okay.
That's not a joke.
Fweddy was better.
Also Pleatherface has a leaf blower instead of a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. And Chucky was Lucky.
So shit.
Bizarrely played by, like, the cinematography around Lucky we got to talk about, because it was like a fully grown man wearing a Chucky outfit that they kept trying to be like, this is a close-up that we're closely seeing this man, and then in a wide cut to like a doll. I can't tell if the joke was
$36,000, Michelle. May I remind you?
10 times that.
Yes. $3,600.
$36,000.
$36,000. $365,000, Michelle.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just, why do it at all? No one asked them to do Chucky.
No one asked them to make this film, man.
Whose weakness, by the way, was just he's a doll, so he gets thrown around. Also, Frankenstein is just Frankenstein's monster. He doesn't have a joke name.
They gave up.
He's not like Crankystein or something.
Crankstein.
Yeah. But that's a joke on the level of Michael Cryers, And again, I've said this before on the podcast. I know he's Frankenstein's monster. He is Frankenstein's son. He was made by Frankenstein. Thus, his name is Frankenstein.
It'd be Mr. Frankenstein.
He is also Frankenstein. This dispute is meaningless. I'm sorry that you don't get what adoption is or creation is.
Yeah, well, they don't actually think of Frankenstein as a person, as a living being, you know?
Which is the whole plot of Frankenstein,
Yeah.
is that you should think of him as a person or it'll
If
piss
you're
him
the kind
off.
of person that says, actually, it's Frankenstein's monster, look in a fucking mirror, okay?
Yeah.
Who's the monster now?
Frankenstein's real monster is you.
Yeah. Do a bit more soul searching.
Do better.
Do better.
Educate yourself.
I want more from you.
Take time, reflect, have a nice tea, sit at the back, look at nature, reconnect, ground yourself, and really think on what you've done
Yeah.
and who you are. Do you hold these prejudices unnecessarily?
Yeah.
Let them go.
Where do they come from?
Where do they come from?
Let them go like leaves in the wind.
Your dad? He has no control over you anymore. And that's not because you're an adult. That's because I'm stepping in.
I would feel very safe if I had a terrible dad and you stepped in.
Yeah. Your dad's...
I'm stepping in now.
Hey, sorry, I've got
Hand
this
up.
one. Hand up. Sorry. I've got this now. Everyone who's listening who has a bad father, know that I, Michelle St. Clair, will step in and protect
Oh, that's
you.
really sweet.
Thanks.
Can you hold yourself to that promise?
Only the limiting factor, I think, is speed and distance.
So if someone was in Vancouver,
Yeah. The real hard bit is getting there in time.
give me 36 hours.
Give me 36 hours and like the money for a plane
$3,000.
ticket. But I'll be there. I'll be there. I swear to God. Just give me 10 hours. Hang on.
Hey, I'm stepping in. I'll be there in 36 hours.
I'm stepping in. Tell your dad I'll be there. Wait, where are you? Oh God. I hope it can wait. Sorry, I'm in a really important meeting right now.
Oh, that was even funnier than Fwitty.
Do you want to hear some trivia?
Yeah.
Let's just get into it.
Let's
right?
do it.
Ken Kersinger is the only actor in this movie who had previously portrayed a horror movie character. He played Jason Voorhees in Freddy vs. Jason 2003, while in this movie he plays Mason, who is a spoof of Jason.
Ooh.
So, they got Jason. They got him.
Thank God.
We're losing it.
I am.
Every time we record 2 episodes, we fucking lose it by the end of it. We're falling apart.
It's just that you say this, crazy deranged shit, and usually I just can compose myself, but not today.
I lose my filter.
They got him. Oh, thank God.
Got him. He was someone's dad, and I stepped in.
Yeah, I was in witness protection, but I just got the call from Michelle today. They got him.
They got him. Yeah, you look back on the flight room. They got him.
Give me more. Give me another trivia.
Director Bo Zenga portrays the gay porn director for Cornhole Pictures.
Cornhole?
I think Americans refer to a butthole sometimes as a cornhole because of the game cornhole.
What's cornhole?
It's some sort of game where you have like a wooden box with a hole in the top, and you sort of underarm toss like a sack of rice into the cornhole to get points.
That is the most American thing I've ever heard.
I know. Every time someone was like, let's play cornhole, I had no idea what it was. And I saw a TikTok of someone playing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cornhole? What the fuck is this?
Archaic as.
It does.
It's like 1888. Let's play a game of cornhole.
American kid games have the same energy as like British food that was developed during the Blitz.
I will say as well, when you say cornhole and you say that's what they use to talk about their assholes.
Their butthole.
Their buttholes.
Because it's a hole.
Cornhole. I was just like, is it just because they consume a lot of fucking corn? Like a lot of maize?
No.
Fair enough.
And look, I do understand the American love for corn. Half the reason I'm able to watch movies is I have the most stimmy treat of all, popcorn.
Yummy.
Except then when I go to the cinemas, I get a really big box and then the lights turn on and everyone can see my shame because I'm always covered in popcorn.
It just falls down your
I cannot
chest.
for the life of me. I'm like this with chips. I don't know what it is.
I know you're like
You've
this
seen
with
me
chips.
eat and it just all falls away into my hair is a popcorn
It's 'cause
trap.
The way you hold food in your hand is bizarre, and I've tried to raise this with you, and you think it's a direct attack on you, and it's not. It's just a curious idiosyncrasy about you.
Thank you.
Where when you eat, instead of picking something up between your like index and your thumb, or your index and your middle finger and your thumb, you use your whole hand as a shovel, where you get your 4 fingers together And then your thumb is there to grab, but
grab.
only your only your thumb, which means that it's almost like there's a big tray of food in your hand and you're trying to get it into your mouth as quickly as you can. But of course, little strays fall out the bottom of it and your thumb can't grab them.
I don't have the tools to eat the popcorn as quickly as I want to eat it.
You could just eat with less fingers you'd actually be able to grab better.
I don't think you understand how much I want to put it in my mouth.
No, I understand. I've seen you eat. I know you do. That was, look, when you were 19 years old, you had a surprise birthday held for you, Michelle.
Yes, that's right.
And you got really drunk that night. Everyone got really drunk that night. It was a really fun party.
It was a
and
good
at the end of the night, you were so wasted, but you were eating these chips and you were like sitting on a floor with your back to a couch, like on a couch, kind of not slumped. You were leaning back, but you were in this like... in this drunk state where all you were focused on was getting these chips into your mouth, but you were kind of going while you were eating, and all of the chips were basically just coming out of your fingers and falling down. It's like this. There was this
like
little
a bib.
Exactly. There was this little pathway of chips all down your torso.
I was eating chips like I was the Cookie Monster.
Yeah. It's a real core memory of you.
Yeah.
And you haven't really changed your technique.
Well, to be fair, it's a good shovel. It's a good shovel.
It's a good shovel. It's God's shovels.
And now that my hair is longer, my hair is a popcorn net.
Yeah, yum. So it's like a treat for later.
I don't lose it as much to the floor much as in my hair.
It's somehow worse, isn't it?
Pick it out later for little treats.
Wow, did she put beads in her hair while she was at that movie? It's just popcorn.
It's corn.
It's just corn.
It's just corn.
It's just loose corn.
I imagine you're like yelling. It's like, is that beads in her hair? It's corn.
It's just corn.
It's just corn. And then you see me. In China, the film was marketed as the 5th Scary Movie due to the similarity with the franchise. The actual Scary Movie, 5, appears later in this list at number 71.
Oh my God. See, I like Scary Movie. I'm worried though.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
And it's lower than this.
Oh boy.
Here's the last one that I had. It's sort of in the vein of weirdly written goofs, but it was just written as trivia.
Okay.
I think someone just submitted it and I need to read it out.
Okay.
A man in Ohio actually felt physically ill from this movie.
Was he the man in Ohio? Was that you, John?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. We'll never know.
How do they know?
We'll never know.
Was it their friend?
We'll never know.
Who let that on?
We'll never know.
Did everyone downrate it? Was everyone like not helpful?
It was actually, I think it was like 22 out of 26 found this interesting.
What? And that man in Ohio? Abraham Lincoln. My God.
Do you want to hear some reviews?
Yeah, I do.
Reviews! This is 14% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it is, I think, 3.6 on IMDb. The review I've got, this is Robert Abele from the Los Angeles Times. Abele. Said, writer-director Bo Zenga's way with jokes is no different than that of a 5-year-old pointing at dog poop who grows into a teenager tittering at underwear who becomes a middle-aged, rain-coated misogynist. Like garlic, holy water, and silver bullets for our mythic evildoers, Stan Helsing is a surefire repellent to any good time.
That's a great review.
It's a great review.
Fucking fiery. That's absolutely fire, Pookie.
All right, Pookie.
Friday night, date night.
That review is fire.
That was absolutely fire. I just want to say, Pookie, you are my princess and I love you and you are the nicest, kindest person in the world and you are looking absolutely stunning tonight.
What I like about hanging out with you so much is that it means that I have heard you ask so many people, have you heard of Pookie?
I love them.
I know.
I want to know what they're up to all the time.
Here's an IMDb review titled, "Oh Geez," by Curfy Stink.
What?
Curfy Stink? Anyway, I'll just read it. Oh, sorry. It's one of these. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Rocky Horror, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Chud, Trauma, Scary Movie Sequence, Not Another Teen Movie,
What?
The Relic, Psycho. And you won't give this a better star rating? I will give it 10 on principle. Movie noobs. Who's
a noob to movies? Like Baby?
That's a good point. Punk bands make millions going on tour and selling albums. They all become rich. And when you're rich, it's hard to stay angry at the world. The fuel, the spark that started it all was gone. If you've watched The Dark Knight, there's a line in there that fits perfectly. You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Did not expect the Dark Knight line to be so apt for this film.
Those were the two options Punk had. Either quit at the top of their game or continue on making money, but become total posers. This point is where most bands break up. They said, screw it. We've gone as far as we can. 10 out of 10.
What was that? What was that?
They just listed like 12 horror movies and then started a screed on
Sick of reading these reviews from someone in a state of psychosis that decides to log on to imdb.com. What are we doing? We're like, oh my god, this psychopath has left another strange review. Can't wait to read it.
Our life is trawling through screeds written by people who can most generously be described as on a mixture of coke and barbiturates.
Yeah, honestly. God, I wish I was too, to be fair.
I know. Here's another review titled, Wow, way better than expected.
Was it?
By Small TT96.
You got what?
Small TT96.
Oh.
Or it could be smalt.
Let's get on with it.
It's way better than Scary Movie and a lot funnier. It's a shame that this was one of Leslie Ann's last movies. He was great, and what a way to end his movie. He was the highlight of this movie, and no one could have played the role better. I'm looking forward to seeing a sequel, and this is a good movie in my eyes. This is kind of Scary Movie 5, except with better acting and funnier lines. Keenan was also very funny. He needs to get more movie. He's a very good actor, and so funny. Very good movie. Please comment and tell me what you think, no matter what your opinion is, as long as it's not rude or crude. But please check this movie out. It deserves a better rating than what my rating is. 8 out of 10. Oh my god. 9 out of 10.
Was there no punctuation?
No.
Are you okay?
I made it.
Yeah, you did.
I made it.
Well done.
Now, sorry, that was actually 10 out of 10. The next one is 9 out of 10 because there was one that was like our increasing favorite of like funny if you don't care about PC woke liberals.
Yeah.
Except then it kept using slurs and I was like, I'm not reading this out. I'm not reading this out.
Okay.
So here instead is this one, and I need you to know every time I give a pause, it's a new paragraph, right? So it's not just at the end of a sentence; it's a new paragraph. Okay, as low-budget horror comedy by Illpot. This is a low-budget film, but there is good atmosphere and moments enough so you can watch through. When you watch it in mood, you know what to expect, kind of. Then it is value of lost time.
I hear that.
You can see they are having good time. So it spread to you, maybe. Not much is lost if you stop watching. After film, you get to thinking what did not happen. That is good also. There is probably all monsters as they promise. Film is sexy, but not too much. Things are in balance. Nice. 9 out of 10.
I actually feel so much better after that review. I feel calm. I feel imbalanced. I feel...
Things are in balance.
Things are in balance. 10 out of 10. Things are not in balance. You fucking idiot.
This is the last movie I would describe as in balance.
My life is out of balance at the moment.
Yeah.
I should not be here.
Your chakras are all over the place.
That was beautiful.
Abby, what was your review?
Like 1.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
Yeah. It was pretty
funny. It was funny.
To use a word I haven't used in a while, it's pretty turgid.
Oh, actually, look, it was like a film.
No, it was not.
I mean, like it was. It was like, it looked like a scary movie film.
It looked like a scary movie film. That does not mean it looked like a film.
Yeah,
Those movies don't count as looking like a film.
Gotcha. Look, I can't.
You can.
Okay, 1.
You can though. You can though. I mean, I was watching this movie with someone else, and I felt myself apologize immediately within like 2 minutes, going like, you know what, you have to know that these movies don't get better. Like it's just going to be like this the whole time. And I was wrong. It was worse. It did get worse and worse. But you know, Desi Lydic was kind of funny. So that's 1. Things are in balance.
Things are in balance.
1 out of 10. Things are in balance.
Things are in balance.
You know what else is in balance? Our social media. You can find us on Twitter at ReadyToSendPod. You can find us on TikTok at ReadyToSending, or you can email us at ratingtosending@gmail.com. We love the emails.
Or you can find us on YouTube now under Rating Descending, and you can find Michelle on her personal accounts.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at michelle.stclair, letterboxd at m.st.clair, or you could find Shippers, the series, on YouTube at Shippers Series. That's it. That's all I'm doing this week.
Whoa.
That's
And
the
I'm
only one.
back.
That's the only one.
I was getting a blanket, a pillow to tuck in for that little bit.
I'm only doing the one plug this
Oh my
time.
God, who is she? And don't forget to leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. It really makes a difference.
Wow.
Things are in balance.
Things are in balance. Well, that was Stan Helsing. Abby, what are we watching next week?
Michelle, next week we're watching I Know Who Killed Me.
Oh, well, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a ghost trying to solve its own murder.
It's a spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost ghost detective.
Oh my God.
If it's not a ghost detective, I'm gonna fucking scream.
It better be a ghost detective.
It better be a ghost detective.
But oh my God, guess who's in it?
Who?
A returning actress, Lindsay Lohan.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Lindsay
Wow.
Lohan, ghost detective.
Yeah.
Let's watch it next week.